Alright, cool. I'm going to show you how to now multiply brackets which have surds in. And there's so little for me to tell you, it's crazy. I just need to kind of run you through this, get you comfortable. And there's literally virtually like nothing new for you to learn. So, so let's start with this. Say you got root 3, add 7 minus, let's start with plus, keep everything simple. Root 2. The first thing I always keep telling you, this works exactly the same as algebra. So, there's a few ways. Okay, let me tell you just a few things. So, you could see this as x plus, x bracket 7 plus y. So, if you multiply those brackets out, you get 7x plus xy. Well, guess what you get here? You'll get 7 root 3 plus root 3 root 2. Now the only extra difference here, so can you see it's exactly the same as algebra here, is you just need to simplify surds wherever you need to be. So obviously if you get this, whereas with algebra you can't really simplify x, y. The difference between that and surds is you've actually got like a way to bring these together. And obviously this just becomes root 6. So this just becomes, so this is just 7 root 3 plus root 6, that's it. So let me just kind of tell you a little bit more in detail as well. So yeah, a lot of people, I wonder where the confusion comes from. I think it's just because like when you get a question with surds thrown in its brackets, you think there's like a different way of doing it. Here's what I'll tell you. If you see a bracket, you got something on the outside, you got something here, plus or minus, doesn't matter, you got there. Guess what? These are just brackets, man. These are brackets with two things inside. With one thing on the outside. It always works like that. It doesn't really matter. Even if I chucked in, say something like 2 to the 3 or something, say powers, plus 3 to the 4, now 2 to the 2 here, I'd literally be doing that. And I guess if I multiplied that, but I've never seen a question like this. So this one would just become that, wouldn't it? So that's going to be more simplified down. This one's just going 2 squared times 3 to the 4, which, again, we've never seen a rule how to simplify that. So, I guess if you had to multiply that out, this is probably the best you can do. Obviously, with these are just numbers, so you can do it. But that's it, right? So, that's just, all it is this is a bunch of brackets. That's all they are. You're going to do this times that, 3 times root 3 times 7. You write that 7 root 3. Do that and that. Remember, these are pluses and pluses anyways. Remember, we do it like this. This is a much better way, so we never get worried about the signs. Always clear. And finally that becomes, plus root 3 plus root 2. And that's the thing. So we also got to use a simplify where you can. So if you have two surds multiplying together, root 6. Nothing more than that. Do like one, probably do one example. Chucking a few minuses just to make it show you exactly how simple it is. So let's give you root 5 on the outside, and you've got 4 root 2. So I'm going to make this as difficult as I really can. 3 root 5. Okay, now just take your time with this. So the first thing to kind of always remember, I always recommend this is plus, this is plus. We're multiplying these, remember? So we're just going to do that times that, and then that times that. So let's just have a look at the first one. Now this one can sometimes get a little bit confusing to some, like, oh, what's root 5 times 4 root 2? Well, here's all it is. Just understand that all you're doing, by the way, the answer is going to be a plus anyway, because you've got positive times positive. That's why I like to take these signs in, whereas this one is going to be a positive times negative. So I'm a negative. The second thing is going to be a negative. But anyway, forget that. We're doing square root of 5 times 4 root 2, right? That's what our first thing is going to come out as. Well, we know that this is 4 times root 2. We know this is 5 square root of 5. And what was it? There's a video I made a while back. What's its name? I think it's like multiplying anything together or something like that. I'm sure if I've got some text next to this, I'll show you which video. But that's a really important video because it tells you how to always break stuff down. So now look, but follow this anyway. Hopefully you get this. This is essentially what it is. Square root of 5 is square root of 5. This one is just square root of 4 times 2. Now, we reshuffle the order of multiplying. The reason for that is, you know, if you were doing 3 times 4 times 5, it doesn't matter which way you multiply the stuff. Do you know what I mean? It just does not matter. So just as this case, we can mess around with it as well. Put the 4 up front, put the roots together. Well, now look at this. We know that that multiplies to root 10. So it simplifies to root 10. We're still multiplying that by 4. So guess what? Our first thing is 4 root 10. So after this first thing, I'm going to give you 4 root 10. So there you go. 4 root 10. You don't need to put the plus. The second one is a plus and a minus, so that's going to give you a minus. But let's have a look. What's that going to become? Square root of 5 times 3 square root of 5. Remember, we don't need to worry about this minus because we've sorted that out by when we tucked those signs together. Again, if you're not sure what I'm doing, go to the multiplying out brackets video. Because, as I said, if you're unsure how to do this, just get comfy with multiplying out brackets with normal algebra, because it's exactly the same. And just make sure you know the third rule for joining two surds together. So anyway, this one breaks down to 3 times root 5, which is already being multiplied by root 5. Rejig the order, root 5 times root 5. Now what is root 5 times root 5? Did any of you say root 25? Fine, but I want you to get to the point where that's just 5. Okay? And that's 3. So this actually is just 15. So that's your answer to this. That's what this multiplies as. 4 root 10 minus 15. Get very comfy with that actually. Yeah? You've got to look for when you've got the two same surds multiplying in any way, it doesn't matter if you get extra numbers here or anything. You know that surd's going to go. So, you know, with this, take your time. I think there are people who understand what I'm saying, but then like they still don't feel confident about it. But funnily enough, they still will try skip steps and try do it in their head. And that's why they go wrong. So it's like, first they're kind of like half shaky on it. They understand it, but they're not confident. Nothing wrong with that. But then they try to do it in their head. Why? Write down as many things as you can until you get comfy with it. And then trust me, automatically you'll start skipping stuff and doing it in your head. But it will come from a place where you feel really confident. And that really bangs up grades. So okay, so let's give you one more. Let's say you've got 2 root 7 on the outside. We got 4, let's say root 2. You know what, let's change this up a little bit. Let's put the same root the first time. 4 root 7 minus 3 root 3. Okay? Exact same thing. So again, like, don't forget these are little pluses. Remember, that's how we like to multiply. It's much better. We never run into any problems. That's obviously going to give us a positive. That's going to give us a negative. But let's have a look at the first one anyway. So we're doing 2 root 7 times 4 root 7. We don't need to worry about the signs. We know they're positive anyway. Well, look, this is 2 times root 7. This is 4 times root 7. They're multiplying together. We're going to reshuffle the order. As we can. Now look, we know what 2 times 4 is. That's 8. We know what root 7 times root 7 is. That's just 7. Okay, so it's an 8 times 7 situation, which is 56. Right? So the first thing is 56. The next term, positive times negative, so we know it's going to be negative, so let's not worry about the signs anymore. So 2 root 7 times 3 root 3. That is 2 times root 7. This is 3 times root 3. Multiply together, we reshuffle the order. Get those surds together, get those numbers together. 2 times 3 is 6. Root 7 times root 3 is root 21. Yeah? We've got 6 root 21. Now I guess in reality you should be double checking that does root 21 break down any further, but the really only way you can potentially break that down is root 7 root 3, and we know that none of these are square numbers, so they're not going to be numbers. So that's the best you can do. 56 minus 6 root 21. Simple as that. Where else can I go? Let's go for double brackets. Again, yeah? If you've got the hang of this, you've pretty much got the hang of multiplying out double brackets as well. So let's pick one. And let's go straight to the deep end. Let's go for 4 root 3 minus 7. Got 3 root 3. I don't know. Plus 4 root 2. So let's change the number up there. Let's make it 5 root 2. Yeah? Again, how do you think we do this? Exactly the same way we do any double bracket. So first thing, let's get our signs sorted. You know we're dealing with that and that. Remember, we don't treat these signs as separators, and we're going to do that exactly how we would with any double bracket. So the first one is 4 root 3 times 3 root 3. If I break that down and reshuffle the order, hopefully you guys can see this happening. This is just 3, this is 12. Multiply them together, you get 36. Okay, so that first term is 36, and obviously because I'm doing positive times positive, it's a positive. Right, the next one, I've got 4 root 3 times 5 root 2. That's exactly the same as me saying 4 times 5 times root 3 times root 2. Now, can you see this one's going to join together to make root 6. That's going to join to make 20. So literally our answer, again it's a plus and a plus, is positive 20 root 6. Right. Make a little bit more room now. Alright, so now we've got minus 7 plus this, so the next thing is going to be negative, so I'm just doing that. Then we've got 7 times 3 root 3, which obviously is just like that, so that becomes 21 root 3. So minus 21 root 3. And finally, minus 7 times, we don't need the minus because we know it's minus or plus. Yeah, times 5 root 2. What is that? 35 root 2. Simple. That's it. Literally, that's it. And again, you know, not going to do much with that because you've got to treat, you know, if you're wondering, will this simplify any further? Well, no, it won't, because you've got to treat it like this. Wouldn't simplify that, would you? Can't simplify that. And again, you know, let me just make another extra kind of like demonstration here as well. Like, you know, I want you to think of, see how similar these are to saying like 4x minus 7, 3x plus 5y. All I've done here is made my root 3 equal to x, I made my root 2 equal to y. And if I did that, you know, I get 12x squared. That one, I get plus 20xy. This one, I get minus 21x. For this one, I get minus 35y. Look at the similarity here. Obviously my xy here, do you see, look, this one might kind of catch you up. But you've got to understand here, your x squared, yeah, would be root 3 times root 3 anyway, which is 3. So imagine that's why. So that's the only place you've got to be kind of a little bit careful with surds. Is obviously this 12x squared in reality is just 12 times 3 for this particular thing. That's why you get the 36. The reason why you've only got one of them here, root 6, is because of xy. Yeah, would be root 3 times root 2, which is that. But initially, you know, this is a 4 times 3 times root 3 times root 3. Yeah, think about that. 4 times 3 times root 3 times root 3. Well, look at that. That is 12 root 3 squared, isn't it? It's exactly that. This whole thing, it works exactly like Surds, algebra. You know, trying to ram it down your throat, make you sick of it. As long as it gets into your heads and you can work these questions, right? That's all I care about. What more else is there to this? Not really much. Let's mix this up. Let's go for 3 root 2 minus 4 root 5 squared. Remember, this is exactly the same as saying 2x minus 4y squared. So we'll start to do it this way. So you just be doing 2x minus 4y 2x minus 4y. Same way to do that. You know how you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. That's what we're going to do for this. So first let's write in the double brackets. You could have actually done this and then plugged in your x equals root 2 and y equals root 5, but you know, I say just do it like this. Alright, so what's this going to be? Multiply that together. We've got 3 times root 2 times 3 times root 2. 3 times 3 is 9. Root 2 times root 2 is 2. So the first thing is 18. Then we do that. That's going to be minus, by the way, now. So we're doing 3 times root 2 times 4 times root 5. 3, 4, 12. Root 2 times root 5, root 10. Can't do much for that. Minus 12 root 10. Let's do this one now. Well, that's going to be exactly the same. It's going to be a negative. Root 4, so you know 4 times, that's going to be 4 times root 5 times 3 times root 2, exactly the same as what we did. Give you 12 root 10, also the same side. Okay, and then finally, what's our last one here? Firstly, minus minus, remember, we're taking the signs with all of our things. And then after that, so it's going to be a plus, we know that. We're doing 4 times root 5 times 4 times root 5. 4 times 4, that's 16. Root 5 times root 5 equals 5. So 16 times 5 is 18. Okay, and that's all it is. And then here's the deal as well. Clean this up. Clean this up. You know, want to take a guess at what this is? You know for a fact that 18 minus 12x minus 12x plus 80 will give you 98 minus 24x. Our inkling is it's going to equal this. It is going to equal that. Of course it's going to equal that. That's exactly what it equals. Yeah, some of you guys might have wrote it like this. Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. Alright, so that's multiplying out brackets. Do I have any more to say on this? Let me have a think. Got nothing in my little notes here. No, I have nothing more to say on that. If you've got to multiply stuff together which has surds, just remember how, you know, you take exactly the same steps you would with surds. Algebra. If at any point, you know, it involves multiplying 2 surds together, you know what to do. Especially if the 2 surds are the same, then that surd just becomes like a number. So, you know, root 6 times root 6 becomes root 6. It just becomes 6, just 6. And that's it. If I get 2 different roots, say like root 2 times root 3, that just becomes root 6. That's it. There's nothing else to this. Obviously, guys, if you kind of like, you know, this is just like one video. Normally, if I'm teaching this in person, I'll be telling you all this, and any little kind of misunderstanding you get along the way, I'd sort that out immediately. So listen, any part of this you didn't understand, you let me know, right? But that's it. Hopefully, I'm hoping that this video literally makes life a lot simpler for you, right? But yeah, next video I'll show you how to rationalize the denominator. A lot easier as well once you kind of understand what's going on. Yeah, see you there.